Hello bike adventurers! Today we are riding around with the Burley NOMAD cargo bike trailer, and I'm going to give you my overall impressions. I've had this trailer for a little over a year and a half now, and yeah, give you my thoughts about it, how I think it works, how it performs, whether I'd use it for bike touring. All right, let's roll. Hey, welcome back to the Rad Bike Adventure, the YouTube channel dedicated to getting you confidently prepared to travel this world and your own backyard on your bicycle. Batteries not included. If you're new here, my name is Ryan, and today it is all about the Burley NOMAD trailer. Hold on, let's get this thing in the scene. Burley NOMAD trailer, there she is. Woo! So I know we were just on the road and we're gonna get back on the road in just a little bit, but I figured first we could start with breaking down the specs of the trailer, showing you how to attach it. It's pretty straightforward. And then after that, we'll get back on the road. I'm gonna share with you my likes, my dislikes, anything I think could be improved, what I basically use this trailer for the most, and I will answer the burning question, would I tour with this built for touring trailer? Let's find out. All right, so first let's just start with the basic specs. This little buddy here holds a whopping 105 liters, believe it or not, in this whole cargo space. It has a 100-pound max weight limit. So can't put more than 100 pounds in there. If you put 100 pounds in here, woof, you're gonna be having some struggles going up the hills. It is 32 inches long, so just over 2.5 feet, and 22 inches wide. There's also 6 mesh pockets on the inside, as well as a divider that can move around and kind of give you different options for how you'd like to utilize the space. You can also collapse the trailer, so if you do one of these, you lift these guys up, and then you can collapse it further down. And again, if you took the wheels off, it would make it a little bit more portable. Wheels on this guy are 16 inches and the framing is made out of aluminum. So that is what keeps the weight down, which by the way, this thing does not weigh that much. I saw 2 different weights listed. One was 14.5 pounds, one was 16.5 pounds. I weighed it myself and it came to a little over 15 pounds. So let's just call it 15 pounds with the cover on. And that is pretty good for a trailer that can carry 105 liters worth of gear. Let me show you the cover. As you can see, it's kind of like what is on the, what like an 𝙈𝙐𝙎 is made out of. It's kind of a vinyl covering. Also comes with a flag. There's the flag, and it's super long. I'm not really sure why it is insanely long. Like, am I supposed to cut this down or something? But look at this thing. I mean, yikes, this is like color guard extraordinaire. I use half of it because I find that is actually plenty visibility for me. And then voila. Now you have a little flag, and I know this isn't, you know, as high as maybe some people would want it to be, like coming out of the trailer, but for me that does the job. If you have a quick release bike, it's really, really easy to affix this on. It comes with a little steel hitch mount. So basically what you get is you get the trailer itself, you get this hitch arm, and then you get the mount that you're gonna link this into, and I'm gonna show you how to do that right now. It's a steel hitch, and you can buy extras of these for, I believe, $25. So if you wanted to mount it on different bikes, then you could do. And like I said, with a quick release, it's super easy. If you just have a regular like bolt-on, then it should work, but sometimes you have to buy an extender, because once you add this on, it's not gonna be, your bolt won't be long enough. So that is something also to take note of. And if you have a through axle, then you're gonna have to buy a special through axle that you can mount this onto. But if you just have a regular quick release and your dropout isn't hooded, then it should just mount straight on there. And of course, you can always just take this to your local bike shop and have them help you with it. Oh yeah, and another thing is that you can mount this arm on either side. So you could have it on that side, or you can have it on this side. I'm guessing that is for compatibility, depending on whether you're in a country that drives on the left or the right. But yeah, let's hook this guy up. So sometimes if your bike isn't standing straight up and down, it's a little tricky to get the angle. And then you take this guy, feed it through, Okay, and then you just lock this onto the bottom. All right, so let's first talk about my likes about the trailer. I like that you can fit a ton of stuff in there. It's super easy. You can just chuck all your things in. You don't have to like worry about it so much, like fitting perfectly like you do with panniers or a backpack or like just a basket or anything. With this 105 liters, you know that most things are gonna fit in there. So that is number one. I just love the ease of use. Number two, you're really visible on the road. I love having this extra thing attached to me that just makes me bigger and more visible overall. Obviously I've got the flag. I could even have the flag up higher. It's a big yellow cover. You're just more seen when you're on the road. So I love that. And there's something about a trailer that just feels more fun. Like, I don't know what it is. It makes it seem like you're going on a really epic adventure. And I notice that more people like turn their heads, they'll wave, smile, just kind of take more interest in you. So again, you do stand out more. Maybe that's not a good thing for some people. But for me, I really like that. It just feels fun. Again, kind of reminds me of like being a kid. Like I've got my whole like trunk back there, which leads into another thing I love about the trailer, which is that it can really be a car killer. Like you can really replace your car a lot having this trailer, especially if you live somewhere where it's flat, because you can fit so much in there. You can do big grocery runs, you can take stuff to the beach, etc. You can even transport a pet around in there. That's another big perk. I'm gonna get through this trafficy bit. It's also pretty damn light for a trailer. Like 15 pounds is not much considering how much I can fit in there. And that it has a 100-pound payload. That's massive. I like that it comes with the big yellow rain cover. That's huge. You don't wanna be riding around with just open, especially if you live somewhere where it rains a lot or if you're on tour, you know, inevitably it is going to rain at some point. It's also really stable because it's the two-wheel design. And it tracks really, really well. Like I have had no problem taking it up curbs, going down curbs. Solid. Going through tight spaces, like it's just narrow enough. It can fit through the posts, like on a bike trail. So usually when they have those posts up, this fits through no problem. And I've taken it on gravel, as you saw in the beginning of this video. Riding it on the road is no problem. When it gets up to speed, it feels pretty damn stable. Overall, a really, really stable trailer that tracks well. Speed bump, let's see how she handles. No problem. Another thing that I really like is that it has this flex connector. So basically the way that it attaches to the bike, you can lay your bike down flat, which is really, really helpful because you can't always find a place to get the whole trailer to stand up with your bike without it tipping over, which you do have to be careful of. But the fact that you can just lay your bicycle down ever so gently and then have the trailer be, you know, upright as it is, makes it a lot easier. I don't do a lot of these ride-along videos. Maybe I should do more. Give me a thumbs up if you think I should do more ride-along videos and if you're getting some value out of this video. Funny story, I got down the hill from my house and then realized that I did not have the GoPro camera with me. I was like, that is a problem. I'm not sure how I'm gonna make a video without a camera. You ever have days like that where your brain is just, your head's not quite attached to your body? But I remembered, I went back and got it. I didn't get too far away. Anyway, so on REI.com, if you're in the US, and I think Canada too, you can shop at REI. By the way, I'm gonna have links in the description below. It's $350 on REI.com. I got it for I think $270 because I waited until they had that 20% off coupon. So I would highly recommend doing that. And you can pick it up for free or there's gonna be like an overcharge fee, I think $35 to ship it to you. So I think for $350, $270 if you wait until you can get that 20% off coupon. This is a steal for this trailer. Ooh, look at my fun shadow. Me in a trailer. Doesn't it just look like I'm having more fun? Yeah, it's just more of an adventure with the trailer. That's seriously a perk for me. Okay, so I'm just gonna segue right into how do I use this trailer. So if you guys have watched any of our other videos, you've probably seen me take this to run errands, go to the farmer's market, grocery store. I've done big runs to the post office. I sell stuff on eBay and Craigslist and all that. It's a whole bunch of packages to take and I'll just hook up the trailer. That way I don't have to use my car. And we've also used it to go to the beach. So throw the boogie board in there, fins, wetsuit, towels, drinks, snacks for the day. You can fit it all in there, no problem. Another cool thing is they have a roof rack, let's see if I can say this right, roof rack accessory piece. So it's basically just a little extra cargo that you can mount on the top. And that runs $90, I think. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. Like, if 105 liters isn't enough for you, you can buy that roof rack, stick that on top, and then you have even more capacity to carry. I also haven't gotten a flat tire yet, knock on wood, knock on steel. So it's been pretty dang reliable. Another thing I like is that the extra hitch is 25 bucks. That's not too much. So you can make it even more versatile and be able to put it, attach the trailer to multiple bikes. So let's talk a little bit about the dislikes that I have for this trailer. Thought I'd stop and give you a nice view while we talk about things that I don't really like. It's a trade-off, right? If it is not weighted down with gear, it's kind of squirrely in the back. And I think that if I let some of the air pressure out of the tires, that would probably help. And then, when you load it up, you can add a little bit more air into the tires. But again, yeah, if it's not weighted down with gear, it's a little bit more bumpy, a little bit more squirrely. This one is definitely going to apply to all trailers, and that is that it just takes a little bit more effort to get going. So unless you have a ton of garage space or you've got a shed that's dedicated for you to just like have your trailer and your bike ready to go, sometimes it can be a barrier to use it, because sometimes you have to like unload the thing, get the bike out, load it up. I know it's really, really easy to hitch. Maybe this is just more me having ADHD and it's like 2 extra steps that make it sometimes like I don't want to take it. I'd rather just like grab the bike and go that has the panniers ready. But for those of you out there that know yourselves, just know it is a few extra steps. It's just a little bit more unwieldy. I've got the Trek 520 here, towing the trailer. There's the trailer. All together, it's 9 feet long. So if you think a bike is unwieldy when you're not riding it, now imagine that you've got another few feet hanging behind you. So trying to park it, if you're trying to lock it up, it's something else to lock up. If you want to take public transport, you might not be able to do so. I mean, you could collapse it, but now you have all that gear to worry about. So it's a little bit more limiting in that way if you are trying to do a trip where you're using planes, trains, automobiles, that kind of thing. It definitely makes it a little bit more tricky. I think that if you were just hitchhiking, you could definitely make it work because, hey, we hitchhiked with 2 people and 2 bikes and had no problems. So I think you could still get away with that. Another complaint that I've seen online is that the canvas is not as durable as it could be. I have noticed in one little spot, mine is kind of starting to pull apart. Again, I've had it for a 1.5 years. I've put it to pretty good use, but I can't really speak to that because I haven't put it through the rigors of touring. But so far my canvas has held up. But again, I haven't been leaving it out in the elements or in the sun. So time will have to tell on that. Again, it was just one review that I heard someone say that. This thing actually gets really great reviews across the board. One other little gripe that I have is that the through axle converter is 55 bucks, which that's pretty steep to me. I know that, I guess it's just an expensive piece of equipment, but I didn't even realize that when we bought the trailer. I just thought like, oh, it's gonna universally connect to all our bikes. And I was like, oh shoot, now I'm gonna have to invest, another 60 bucks here. That kind of sucks. So just something to consider if you have through axle bikes. One other little dislike that I did not mention, which again, I think it applies to most trailers, is that when you go to, if you're just riding on the flats, I think it feels fantastic. I love that the weight is really low and behind you. It feels totally different than having it on the bike with you. But when you go up a hill, you can kind of feel it pulling on you a little bit. And I don't really like that so much. Again, just for running errands and doing things, I absolutely love it. But I'm gonna get into the next question, which is, would I use this trailer for bike touring or bike packing? And I just don't think that I'm converted yet, unless I had a trip where I had to use a trailer. I just usually find that I can fit everything into a couple panniers, putting stuff on the forks, etc. As you guys have seen my setup in our multitude of videos of bike packing and bike touring. You can check those out up here. Still is a little bit lighter to use panniers and a rack. And I just don't see myself using a trailer unless the situation absolutely warranted it. Say if I was going across Australia or somewhere, again, where you're not gonna be able to have access to water. Otherwise, I don't think I would use it for bike touring. If I did want to use a bike trailer for bike touring, I would highly, highly consider this one and put it at the top of my list, just because, you know, Burley is a super reliable brand. If you're buying it from REI, they have got a great return policy. They're known for being really, really sturdy and robust trailers while not breaking the bank. So it's kind of somewhere in between the super, super expensive and the uber cheap ones that you're gonna find on Amazon that who knows how long those will last. But for just being able to run around town, like I said, go to the beach, get groceries, go to the post office, I freaking love this thing. It is so awesome. It makes riding a bike way more versatile with what I can do with it, because there's definitely times where I've been like, oh, I can't really do that on my bike. I kind of have to take the car. So the trailer just opened up a whole new world for me. So if you're looking to get a trailer because you want to open up the world of bikes and be able to do more with it, maybe put a pet in there, carry around your dog, your cat, I don't know, could you do that? Your pet turtle, who knows what you could do, but you can definitely fit a lot of stuff in there. And I definitely recommend the Burley NOMAD. So final impressions, as you guys can see, I don't really have too much negative to say about this trailer. That just doesn't apply to all trailers in general. Again, I don't have a lot of experience with trailers, so there's that to consider, but this is my first go around. I definitely want to try hooking this up to the e-bike next, because then I think I'll be even more versatile, more willing to, you know, take those runs to Costco or carry even heavier stuff, because it is a little bit hilly where we live, so sometimes that can be a deterrent. So question of the day for all of you: do you have a trailer? Are you a trailer person? Let me know. What are you trailing behind your bike? What's your favorite trailer? If you have never ridden with a trailer on your bike, what's stopping you? Would you ever tour with a trailer? Have you ever toured with a trailer? Throw those comments down there so we can all see and learn from one another. I really appreciate it when you guys make comments. And hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe. It's free. You can cancel anytime. We appreciate you being here with us. Should just mention quickly that I'm not sponsored by Burley. They're not paying me to make this video. But we do have links in the description below that are affiliate links. So if you do shop through those links, that helps us. So would appreciate if you are considering getting a Burley NOMAD trailer or anything else from REI for that matter. Click on that link down there and you can shop essentially through our store, the Rad Bike store, and help support us. Safe cycling out there. We'll see you in the next video, and remember to rad on. Bye.